Hello, hello. Is anybody home? If you can hear me, drop a one in the chat. If you can hear me, drop a one in the chat. Oh, nobody's in here. All right. I wanted to talk about some DMs that I got on Instagram. I know sometimes people get mad at me for reading or talking about what happens to me. Hey, Marquita. Hey, Paris Couture 6. Um, but these DMs were interesting to me, and so I'm trying to be in a place of seek first to understand, then be understood. Hey, red blonde chick, and so I'm gonna read these. I'm gonna say though, if anybody gets mad for me reading the DMs, you guys know I talk about my life online. So if you don't want to be a part of it, don't insert yourself into my life. I don't know this person, they may have a different name on YouTube. I gently tried to redirect them to the YouTube, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I know about your channel." Then they said my son's first name, and after that, I was like, you know what? I need you to stop contacting me. So, hey, Miss Bless, how are you? Hello, happy Tuesday. I don't know why. Whenever I start talking to y'all, Liberty is like, if you got time to talk to them, why are you not talking to us? What is going on? Okay. If you guys are wondering where Sugar Bear is, he's in his swing watching Miss Monica. Although he's wondering now what the girls are talking about. Anyway, so let me see if I can find this person's. Again, I'm trying to seek understanding before I'm trying to seek to understand before being understood. But it brings up. I mean, I guess a lot of people have questions / issues with single moms by choice, specifically with me, also because of my age, but a recurrent theme of is like, how can you do it by yourself? Why this child's not going to have a biological father? Blah 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 blah. Lots of women do it by themselves. I did mine with intention, right? Lots of women end up doing it by themselves. I see video after video. He left me. Now I'm a single mom. Blah blah blah. So it's not that in it of itself is not an anomaly. I guess the anomaly is like, why would you choose that? Nobody asked if you chose it, ma'am. You better not bring no babies in this house. But I'm living my life with intention, right? And so that is why I made that choice. I made a conscious decision to have a child by myself. Will I always be by myself? I don't know. Am I dying to be in a relationship? No. And I feel like people take shots at single women. I did that video on the Pink Book Lessons, responding to her talking about Kerry Washington, where she's against the modern woman, a feminist, basically, is what they're saying. And I know some men don't want to date feminists. So I am like cut from the cloth feminist. Like, I just feel like in all things, there should be a partnership. I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm just submissive. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a submissive person. But I think for a long time, I had trouble embodying that in relationships just because I was not taught to really express my emotions or even acknowledge my emotions. So I'm in that phase of my life right now. So for right now, it makes sense for me to be single because I'm discovering who I am. And so I think that's important. You need to know who you are before trying to before trying to partner someone. And it's especially pressing for me now that I'm raising a son, right? To be able to be in touch with my emotions because I want him to be in touch with his emotions. Lord knows there's so many childhood dramas of like, I just remember the boys in our family, like the girls would get thumped on the forehead, the boys would get thumped in the chest, and they would tell them, don't be a punk, right? So they were never allowed to cry. So they were never really permitted to acknowledge those sad feelings that they had because it would be perceived as homosexual. I mean, let's just say what it is. And obviously, I don't think there's anything wrong with being homosexual, but I guess that was the sin of all sins back in the day. It might still be in some families. But the way my emotions were suppressed was I'll give you a reason to cry. You don't have anything to cry about right now. So then I'm being told, I'm basically being gaslit is what we know it as today. I'm being told what I'm feeling is not valid or it's not real. So that's kind of, the why for me. But this person, and now that I looked at this person's profile, I think it might be a male. I'm not sure, but I didn't realize that at first. So it'll some of the comments you'll see. So first, this person wants to tell me that I look like I'm in my 30s. Love the content, and the baby is always so well dressed, which I think is a compliment. It might be one of those. This is a person of color, I believe, so I don't think it's like one of those backhanded comments. You know how like if white people talk to you and they don't know a lot of black people, and they're like, "Oh, you're very well spoken." Like that's a backhanded compliment. I think this person means well. Um, then this next comment comes. You've planned out stuff so well and glad that your flow is good even at 50. Now, I'm assuming by flow, this person means period. Who says that to a total stranger? Like, and I don't know, is this going to show in reverse? So, you guys, I'm trying not to dox this person, but their account is closed anyway. Who says that to somebody? Like, I don't get on Instagram and talk to total strangers about their flow. You know what I mean? Like, unless they initiate it. Now, don't get me wrong. Some women come on there and ask me for advice. They initiate it, but I'm not commenting. Like, do you know what I mean? So, let me see. I hate when people say that my child would have never been a bio dad because I date women. They would really have an issue with me. Right, right. That's the other thing. And some don't have bio moms because it's like two fathers, right? So does that mean there's something wrong with those children? Like it doesn't make sense to me. But I will say it's always people of color who are saying that. And I don't know if that's because they're triggered by their own trauma or historical trauma from like when black folks were enslaved. I don't know, but like keep that to yourself. Like don't project that over here on me. Do you know what I'm saying? And my child. The next one was, but at times I can see so much tiredness in your eyes too, mommy. You're doing a great job. Well, first that was it. I didn't say anything. Then this person says you're doing a great job. Of course I'm going to be tired sometimes. Is there somebody on the planet who's never tired? Like, give me their number, sis, so I can write. Give me their number so I can find out the secret. Although I want to be tired sometimes because Lord knows I need a signal of when to rest because I can be like the Energizer Bunny. Okay, so now I'm moving your pillow so you guys can't sit up here. Get off the babies. Snuggle me. Good Lord. These girls need attention. Okay, so that was that person. Again, this is, as far as I know, my first contact with this person. But again, you know, people change their names and they hit you in the DMs with like other names. It wasn't a new profile, but actually, let me look at it. I'm going to just show you guys. Wait, why does this person... Why is it showing up like that with Sugar Bear on there? Did I click something wrong? Oh, maybe they deleted their profile now. Profile. No, okay, here it is. 42 posts, 319 followers, and this person is following 689. The caption says, traveling in 20s, captivating and cherishing memories. In the DMs, this person identified as 30s. Oh, wait, there's more up here. Okay, and this person says they are in India. So it says, oh, I just saw your birth video. It was too beautiful. Hope it never fades from your memory. Which I don't have a birth video, so I'm not sure what that means. And then the next question, any reason you had a baby after so many years or you have been trying for so long? And so my response was, why do you ask? And this person is like, I'm just confused as I'm nearing 30s and still don't have a baby. Should I go for it alone or should I find a partner? It's all confused here. I'm too open to you as I trust you. I feel you made it through, so I feel like asking you, Tanika. I don't know this person, right? So how can I say if it makes sense for them to try alone? Like they could be living paycheck to paycheck, eating ramen noodles. Like I don't know what's going on. I wouldn't bring a child into that situation, but what's for you is for you. Do you know what I'm saying? So to me, that was interesting. So I just said, what makes sense for me might not make sense for you. Look within your heart. Therein lies the answer. at this point, how it makes sense, but how difficult was it to take care of him, especially tantrums and diaper changes? Did he sleep? And so I didn't respond. And then here comes more. At same time, I thought it could give me valuable lessons. I get it. So I was like, he's only 4 months. He isn't old enough to have tantrums. I'm enjoying him. It's everything I prayed for. So then this person says, oh, that's beautiful. Are you breastfeeding him? He's looking healthy. So I was like, do you watch YouTube videos? Right? I'm trying to redirect these super personal questions. And so I posted the video that I made on becoming Tanika, living with intention, becoming my best self. Then this person says, in India, we suffer due to society's judgment on any decisions we make. So then I just put, I document it all on 2 channels. I'm saying he because I'm not sure if it's a she now. But anyway, I didn't know about the 2nd channel. So I put a link to that. I say I'm doing Vlogtober. You can see me daily over there. Then you look so fit, mommy. Do you gym? So it just was like on and on. So finally I was like, so yesterday at 2:46 a.m., how was your day, Tanika? So I said, let's not make it a habit to chat daily, please. And then, oops, sorry, I thought of knowing about, and then he puts my son's name, or she puts my son's name, and you. Did I disturb you, Tanika? So I said, no, please stop. So again, I'm trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt. Maybe, obviously, English isn't their first language, so maybe they don't mean offense. But surely in any language, like, these are very personal questions. And I think why someone, hey, Michelle, becomes a choice mom, a single mom by choice, we all come to it for very different reasons. I mean, I certainly know women, college-educated women who have gotten married solely for the purpose of having children, meaning they were in a relationship with one person. That person said they didn't want kids. 7 years later, that person didn't change their mind. They broke up with that person, went on dating apps looking for people who wanted children, and then got with that person and married that person and had kids. Now, some of them, the marriages have worked. Others, they have not. That wasn't what I wanted to do. First of all, I started at 46. So me going on an app trying to find somebody to have a baby with just seems quite ridiculous. I mean, it just seems beyond ridiculous, quite honestly. Now, I'm not totally against dating apps. I just know they're not for me. I've tried them twice. I tried them once when I was in LA, and then I tried dating apps here in New York. It's randos, weirdos like that I was attracting. Now, maybe that's the vibration I was giving out at that time. I'm a different person now. Maybe, I'm definitely feel like I'm vibrating higher. Maybe I would attract different people, but it's not for me. Like, I just feel... One, I'm an introvert, so to keep going back and forth, and then whenever you meet somebody, you always meet their representative, right? It's not like the actual person, and we're being our representative, so to speak, because we're putting our best foot forward, right? I mean, we don't show up to a first date with rollers or with a bonnet and house shoe. Well, hopefully not, I mean, if that shoe says, keep it real. But so that's not an avenue, but also... why is being single bad? People want being single to be broke and sad. They want that so bad for everybody. Like, I'm not broke, I'm not sad, I'm good. Or why is it if you're in same-sex relationship, that's a bad environment to bring a child into? According to who? Like, they'll have 2 loving parents, right? And so that I don't understand. As long as I think you have like somebody in your corner who loves you as a child, you're good. I don't think initially when they get here, they don't even know like what a parent is, or like there's one missing or there's 2 of the same. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a thing in their head. I was watching, you guys know I like my crime shows. I've been watching the trial today of the child in Florida. The parents put him in an 8 foot by 8 foot box in the garage. No toilet. He had to go to the bathroom in a bucket. He has an attachment disorder. So he's adopted. He had been in these foreign, what do they call them? Like where they keep all the kids together. It's not an asylum. I can't think of the word, but basically it's an orphanage. There's a bunch of kids all together that don't have parents that live there and they're waiting to be adopted. Well, the orphanage had a high infant to adult ratio. It could be like 30 infants for one adult. So their needs are not being met. So they develop attachment disorder. So like when they're crying, nobody's responding to them straight away. They could cry for an hour. So they don't know that they can trust anyone. Like when you have, which is like somebody made a comment on my video and I was like, there's no spoiled babies, just spoiled fruit. Like they need you to respond to them so that they learn to self-regulate. The more you do that, the more independent they will become. It's actually the opposite of what people, those of us who have that trauma from, what is it, the curses, I will just say the curses, right, where they used to like, oh, let the baby cry, they'll soothe themselves. It's actually the opposite. Now they will eventually soothe themselves, but they don't trust anybody. They feel like it's them against the world, which is a horrible thing for like a little baby to have put into their DNA so early. Right, that's the nature versus nurture thing. Like that is what's being taught to them. So that was what was happening to the little boy. So I say all that to say there are some people who have some children who have both parents, who both parents will let that child cry and ignore them, and then they have this attachment disorder. In this case, it was both the parents who let this child be locked up in this garage. Right, it was a room. It had an AC installed, thank God, because they were in Florida, but the son was not allowed to touch the AC. He could not, he was locked in. He could not get out and go to the bathroom. Now, granted, some of them will say, oh, well, it's not their biological child. But then I'll flip it the other way for everybody who's like, well, just adopt. Like, that's also not straightforward. Those children can often come with baggage depending on what their circumstance is that led them to be available to be adopted, right? So I think you have to look at things in totality. I mean, this is my opinion, right? And so you have to look at things in totality. But again, I made a very conscious decision to go into single motherhood. It wasn't, I mean, obviously, because I had tried for 5 years. The 6th year I carried him, but for 5 years, it was like I had many points, opportunities to walk away, both from an emotional and a financial standpoint. And I almost did. I wasn't sure. And that's how I knew I really, really wanted it, because I kept moving forward. I had a long talk with myself. But group home, yes, those two for the older ones. This one was in a foreign country. So like, I'm not saying this is in Ukraine, but like Ukraine has a lot of orphanages for children who ended up with abnormalities due to Chernobyl and different things. And so they kind of put them away. They don't want them to be seen. And if there's documentaries on YouTube, if you guys are interested, but they're literally just left to themselves all day. They'll be soiled for hours. They'll be hollering and screaming. It's pretty bad. So that was said. And then one of the comments, there was a Black woman the other day who was like, oh, how are you raising a boy without his biological father? Well, technically, I'm not going to say I'm not his biological mother. I'm not his genetic mother. By law, I'm his biological mother. But yeah, so by law, he doesn't have a biological father. He has a genetic father, right? Or not even a genetic father. Let's not be putting labels on strangers. He is a genetic donor, that the material, the XX that contributed to him being here. So it's interesting, I think. But again, like, I don't want to come down on anybody. I'm seeking to understand and then to be understood. But I just felt like this person and these questions, and also, for those who don't know, like, that is also my way of dealing with what I perceive as potential trauma, is when people are saying stuff to me that I think is crazy. It's important for me to say it out loud so other people can hear it, because it takes away the shame, right? Like, if this is normal, then let's talk about it. If it's not normal, let's talk about it and say, like, this sounds crazy. And so, is it normal for you guys to like do people reach out to you in direct messages on Instagram and ask you about your period? Like, just curious, because to me that wasn't normal, so I wanted to talk about it. And again, I know people get mad or upset, but if you don't have no shame in what you're saying, I don't know why it would be yeah. So hopefully this person meant well. Again, it's not their first language. English is not their first language. So hopefully they meant well. I was trying to find it. There was another thing, which is why I thought it was a girl at first, because the person was talking about, can they afford it? It's so expensive, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, you can always breastfeed. That will obviously cut down on formula costs. You can always use, what are they? Not disposable diapers, the other diapers. I don't know why I always get on here and then can't think of words. Cloth diapers. You can use that, but now I don't even know if this woman or if this person is a woman and can breastfeed. And then was asking about aid in the United States, which I'm assuming they mean like welfare, which yeah, there's that aid, but I'm assuming that other countries have aid that is not. I get it's like the NHS, like in the UK, they pay for all of their uh, health care providers, health coverage. Canada has something similar. The US, we're on our own. It's either from ourselves or our employer. Michelle said, I normally just block people like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. This is gonna be like from now on. I'm gonna have to start blocking people both on Instagram and on YouTube. Before, I would just be, when I initially started this whole thing, it was like having a conversation with friends, and so I was assuming everybody came as a friend. Now I know better, and I know like the more people that I reach, the more people that are gonna have negative comments. Right? Everybody's not gonna like me. Everybody's not gonna like what I'm about, which is fine. But I don't have to keep absorbing that or trying to figure out like, did I do something wrong? Like, I'm just being me. I'm going to continue to be me. If it's for you, it's for you. And if it's not, just move on. You don't have to. So I'm getting the block habit, but it just is like the audacity of some people is like, oh my God. Or the people who have, been like, you having a child at my age was selfish. Like, how can giving life to somebody be selfish? So they can't even pick a fight. Is it because I'm single? Is it because I'm old? Is it because I'm single and old? Like, make a salient argument about what it is. But whatever it is, he's not going back. So I don't know what your point is. Like, I don't know what's happening here. Sorry, I just looked at myself. Whatever it is, he's not going back. He's here to stay. So I don't know what point you think you're making. Are you trying to shame me? Do you think that's helpful? You don't know what my mental state is. You know I'm postpartum. I could be, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know me. Why are you on here saying like hateful things in the spirit of like blackness? Like, oh, because one person was like, I can never support this, or I could never normalize this for Black women. What? Who asked you to? Who asked you to? Absolutely. Everyone can wait to bash and give negative comments. Unwarranted, of course. Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. Wait, what is BW? Negative comments to BW. I don't know what that one means, DJ. Wait. Thank you. I appreciate you. I mean, and I don't even have to like, my whole thing about sharing the story, one is because I was going through something new and I was looking to connect with other people, right? Like I had found Tanika TTC on here. I had found Boston girl who was like the OG Black single mom. I had found Arlette Chasing Joy. And I had found, I think I found Sandra through Tanika TTC. So like those were the people I connected with. But even then, like I was so new to YouTube, like I imagine myself friends with Arlette. Like she had never even acknowledged me in a thing, but I remember being in Philadelphia when she had her baby and I sent a comment like, oh, I'm in town, like expecting her to be like, come see the baby. Like she had no idea who I was. You know what I mean? So like the social media thing gives you like this para-social relationship, which is silly and I can laugh about it now. But imagine, so I give people grace in that respect. Like you may think you actually know me, which is good, but you don't really, really know me. Do you know what I mean? Like we know each other through here. But so it's just an interesting it means it's working because I wanted people to see me and relate to me and feel like, okay, if that's something they wanted to do, they could do, and also connect with other people who are already on the journey. So it's not a bad thing that people feel like they know me, but I think at the end of the day, like you don't know me to the point where you could be in my DMs asking me about my period. Like that is really odd to me. But there have been people on here too who've come on and been like, do you still have your period? Which I just think is strange. What difference does it, like, how does that impact you? How on earth does that impact you? Like, if you want to tell me you don't have yours and you're trying to figure out if you could do IVF, the answer is yes. Yes, you can. You do not have to have a period to do IVF. That's the answer. But the other one, like what my body specifically is doing, okay. So there are miserable people in the world that use the internet to try to infect it. I know. I'm just going to reject it all. I'm going to reject it all. And I think sometimes people are not even meaning it, but they have their own trauma that they don't realize what they're saying is crazy. Like there was one young lady who I don't think she follows me on Instagram anymore, but like very early on, every time she would DM me, it was a negative comment. So I finally told her, I cannot handle all these negative comments. I have anxiety. I need you to keep these things to yourself. And she was like, but I'm trying to be helpful. So she, in her mind, like she was thought her correcting me was helpful. But all I heard was, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. And mind you, you don't see me my whole day. Like her comment of, I can't remember. It was, I drink a lot of bubbly drinks. So like soda. I know that's not good. I drink a lot of seltzers. At the time I was drinking a lot of champagne. I haven't been drinking, but you know. And so she was, I can't remember exactly what it was, with something negative about stop drinking so much bubble. Oh, it makes your uterus cold, is what she told me. Like things like that she would keep. And then she really was, she seemed sincere and like, oh, I didn't realize these were negative. Yeah, if you keep telling people something is wrong, that's negative. That's negative. And you're not with me always. So like you can't assume that I'm just walking around with an IV of bubbly concoctions. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna lean back. My back is hurting, sorry. So sometimes people mean well, they just don't know how to deliver it. And we all come from such different walks of life. You don't know what is triggering to someone else. So I think there's never a point. Okay, Kiki. I gotta stop looking for the point then, because I really do try to figure out like where are these people coming from. And then also there's people on there who don't know boundaries. So I think the thing about blocking is important, because like you tell someone no, then they ask you 6 different ways and you have to keep saying no. Like no. Yeah. Demerit, hi, it's been a while, but I've been following you. I appreciate you sharing your journey. Don't let the negative folks get. No, they are not going to get to me. And I just want to say it honestly, in case there's anyone else out there too who's receiving like negative comments as they're trying their journey. A lot of people don't even share with their family their journey because of this. So I think if we can talk about it and at least like amongst ourselves be aware, and then somehow we teach our families to also be aware, because it is so much more powerful when your family comes along the journey with you. Like I cannot tell you, like once my family knew I was on this journey, I felt so much more loved and supported, where I know like people are doing it in secret. They've got secret Instagram accounts. Some people don't know about their YouTube, you know, and so it can be lonely. It's a tough journey. Anybody going through IVF, it's a tough journey. There's lots of needles. There's lots of unknowns, do you know? And people will say things like, did the doctors tell you why it didn't work? Well, the doctors can't tell you that. That would be a lawsuit. If they knew why it didn't work and they did it anyway, you could sue them for that. So it's like those, you know, just people are curious but not informed. So I think the more we talk about it, the more informed people get. The more we talk about like donor sperm, the less shame women like Kerry Washington's mother will carry with them, or her father. Do you know? Like let's, it is what it is. I'm not saying that it's necessarily like we normalize it as in everybody should do it, but it shouldn't be a mystery. We should demystify it. How about that, instead of normalize it? Since someone took offense to normalizing it, how about we demystify it, right? Because most of the time we're afraid of what we don't know. If we know, there's nothing to be afraid of. Thank you. Is it Millie? Thank you, Millie. If not, I'm thinking of Millie Moon, which are the best overnight diapers if you're unsure. Millie Moon are the best. I didn't try Coterie. I know some people swear by Coterie. I don't know if I can afford. I don't even know how much Coterie costs. I just always hear it's expensive, so I keep myself from looking because I'm a shopper. So I'm like, ah. But my auntie sent me Millie Moon cases of Millie Moon, and they are on point. I'm a handicapped mama trying for my 5th. Oh, awesome. Okay, so Michelle, I have to ask you this because you said handicapped. So I'm a disability advocate. I'm also disabled, but we like at work, we're trying to rid the word handicapped and switch it to disabled. Is that something that it bothers you either way, or do you have a preference? And are you in America? Because it happens like most of all, because like if we're building out something, people will say handicapped bathroom when we try to get them to say ADA or disabled bathroom, and same for like not parking spaces at my job, but just in general awareness. But I'm praying for you for your 5th, and that is incredibly awesome. Oh my God. When I was little, I thought I would have a big family. It did not work out that way, mainly for financial reasons. But yeah, I'm going to try to leave the earth with 3 children though. we'll see how that goes. Totally understand. I often find my telling adults that it's inappropriate for you to ask about my we need shirts. I know there's one, mind your own uterus. I don't know. Yeah, we need something like, yes, don't comment on my uterus, sir, ma'am, or the choices I make. But that's a problem in the United States because it's a whole group of legislators in our uterus. Hi, Quan. There's a whole group of legislators in our uterus. Oh my God, Justice, can you get off of there, please? Come sit over here. I lifted that up so you wouldn't sit on it. Come sit over here, please. Justice, get off there. Come on. Thank you. I moved their pillow. Oh, shame. I'm not going to get up because, okay, I'm going to give you a pass because it's on the backside of it. Bless you, Sugar Bear. Sometimes I feel like Snow White in here. I'm like talking to and nobody's talking back to me. Okay. I guess the dwarves talk back to her too, but in those little scenes where the birds are like chirping, and that's what I feel like sometimes. It doesn't bother you at all. Okay. Um, I love that, taking the mystery out of it for women on the journey and women and people who are not. Yes, like let's just level it, and that way, when you go to Thanksgiving or Christmas, you don't have those awkward conversations of, so when are you having a baby? Like 3 kids too. Okay, yes, let's do it together, girl. Let's get these babies. Hey, course correction, how are you? I got graph paper. I thought of you. I'm doing my scheduling on the graph paper. It's not quite an Excel sheet, but it's the genesis of the Excel sheet. I wanted to ask if you still have the doula service. If so, is this covered by your employer? It's on demand. I haven't booked any time with the doula. I have a second channel, Becoming Tanika, which I'm actually live streaming on both. Blue heart for the replay crew. If you're on the replay crew, drop a blue heart in the comments, and I'm leaving the live chat on for you so you can rewatch whatever we said. So I haven't had her come in a while. I was picking her during her slow periods, meaning where births were slow. Because she's not a postpartum doula exclusively. Insurance, that as far as I know, does not pay for it. I will say I'm gonna look into that though, because enough people have asked me that I'm like, oh, I wonder if we do have that service. I paid for it out of pocket, but listen, I got my receipts. So some ladies have come on here and said their insurance absolutely pays for both doula services in the hospital and postpartum. But I highly recommend it. Like, if you're planning for your pregnancy, put some away. I know it's easier said than done, especially with the cost of trying to get pregnant, but put some away in, a little baby account to have a postpartum doula. Had I known I was going to have a C-section, I would have had a postpartum doula like straight away, just because I thought I was going to a postpartum center. But yeah, it's all done. Hey, oh, I didn't go to the website yet, but I will. I haven't forgotten. My toddler swiped up. What happened with it? Okay, no worries, no worries. But yeah, done. You want to drop your website in your URL in the chat again? Yes. I work in financial district in New York, so I'll do my research as well. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, you are downtown. Where do you live in New York? I used to work in the financial district. I used to work at the Morgan Stanley down there on Water. Whew, when I first got to New York. That downtown is interesting. Okay, I'll do it this week. It's on my list. I have been having back pain this week. I put heat on there. I've been decluttering, so that might be it. I'm bending over a lot and then doing Vlogtober, so I'm like kind of stooped over the laptop editing. My last video, it took like 4 hours to edit, so I don't know if I'm putting a video out today, but we'll see. Those vlogs are like edit intensive, especially to kind of keep the story moving. It's easier to just to let it play, but I realize that's not interesting to watch. Okay, you live in the Bronx. My daughter lives in the Bronx. Girl, you commute? That's a travel. That is a journey to go to the financial district from the Bronx. They have so many nice places to eat. I will say that. And We had a lot of outings at Morgan Stanley. Those folks, well, at least the ones I ran with, like to drink. That might have been me finding people who like to drink because at that point in my life, I liked to drink. But yeah, it's gorgeous down there. It can be. It can be. And then they have like, there's a Russian spa down there that I used to go to. That was so nice. They have like the hot rooms and the, I don't know what it's called, but you jump in the cold water, the ice water, then you jump in the warm water, and it's supposed to bring your senses, like rush your blood to skin level, and then they don't beat you, but they hit you with like the Reiki thingy. Anyway, um, I've never gotten any comments about being a choice or single mom. Some of the kids in my son's class asked if he had a dad, and I just said he doesn't have a dad that lives with him. They were fine. Oh, that's nice. So that's good from the like peer to peer. That's good to know. The ones I'm getting from the choice mom are women of color who are saying, how dare I have a child by myself? One, they're talking about me having one by myself, but then also about my age. So I deleted most of them. I think I left one on my short about being 52 and having a mom. I think that one I just was like, oh no, should I send him back? But first of all, I don't even know why it's anybody else's business. Like, I'm not on welfare. I'm not spending taxpayers' money. You know what I mean? Like, um, or maybe they're trying to shame me into not talking about it on YouTube because that's what one of the women was like. Don't try to normalize this, or there's no way. I think she said there's no way she'll let this be normalized, which I don't even know what power she has for that. But all I'm saying is, let's demystify it. Let's talk about it. And so, yeah, and more so now that he's here, I feel like few and far between people said it. When I really started getting flack is when I did the sperm donor video about how there's a shortage for Black men to do sperm donor. I think there was something on the internet at that time because there was a channel that I watched, the lead attorney, who was telling people telling Black men don't donate because they're underpaying you and blah blah blah, and you can't have sex and all this stuff. So that was kind of a thing of like, and then there were men. So I did a live on that under my oh my god, headlines and hoo-has content that I create on here. I did a live, and one of the comments later was like, no, you can't just have our sperm, you have to marry us. I'm like, oh my god, like it is just so the whole I think the sperm donor part of it is like causing angst, specifically among Black people. Like I can't say, at least the people who are commenting to me, I'm sure people are curious, but they don't ask. Okay, right. Well, that's good. They have good boundaries. Yes. So I've received negative feedback for starting the journey. It is being recommended that I just give up hope since I'm over 40. Oh, I'm sorry, Heather. Yeah, and it's interesting because I just saw, I don't know where I was, but I just read this comment. A woman said that she was 49 and her therapist told her to stop trying, which I've never had a therapist that told me to do or not do something. So it must be a different kind of therapy. Like they kind of, eke out of you why you're doing something. What do you think about it? What are the positives and negatives? You know what I mean? I've never had a therapist say don't do that. So, why, I guess why would they recommend it over 40? Because you might die. Because listen, my brother was murdered at 25. He left behind 4 kids. I'm sure he never thought he was going to die at 25. So I say that not to be callous, but we could go at any time. I think you have to make financial provisions for them, right? So like for Sugar Bear, my sister and her husband, if something happens to me, my sister and her husband will have Sugar Bear. So they're officially going to be his godparents, but of course we're also going to have to do a legal document for that, right? Because we're in two different states. So yeah, I guess why? Like I'm spry. It's not like I can't run around with him. Do you know what I mean? I think it depends on your circumstances. But then we have someone in here who's saying she's disabled and raising her kids just fine. So like, are there people out there saying like disabled people shouldn't have children because they can't do X, Y, and Z, or because they might not live as long? Like, you know what I mean? Like people should just mind their own damn business. But I know here in America, everybody's worried about the uteruses and how many children and forcing people to have kids, which make sense. On the one hand, they're like forcing some people to have kids, and then on the other hand, they're telling other people not to have kids. Like I don't get it. NYC during Christmas time. Oh yes, it's crowded though. But you know what? It's been less crowded actually since the pandemic. It used to be so crowded because I work at 30 Rock, and so there's the tree there, right? The Rockefeller Center tree, and it is so many bodies. But there's ways around it. Like I just go in and out through the basement. Like I get off the subway and I stay downstairs and then I go upstairs. While I was pregnant, I got to go up on the elevator, which was very, very nice. I didn't even have to see people on the stairs because one of the executive assistants gave me a pass. It was hard. I mean, it was hard for me to breathe and get up and down the stairs, so it wasn't like I was getting favors. But yeah, it gets crowded, but it's beautiful, especially when it's like fresh snow. I'm not gonna lie, if you haven't been around snow, I think you said you're in Texas. Does this snow in Texas? I feel like one year it did. I watched somebody who vlogs in Houston. I feel like one year they had snow. Anyway, the snow is very beautiful when it first falls, but then, there's lots of traffic in Manhattan. So a day later, it looks pretty nasty, but it's still fun. I don't know. There's something like the heartbeat of Manhattan, the hustle and bustle. There's something beautiful about it to me, vibrant. Who asked, right? Who asked her for her permission? Like, she was coming for me. Like, it's not going to be normalized for Black women. I don't approve of this. And one, you're old. Two, you have a son, and he's not going to know his biological father. Like, I'm destroying the Black male. You know what I mean? It was just all kinds of stuff. Nobody has said it to me, but I know other women have gotten comments for not having a Black sperm donor. But then on the other hand, the Black men are being told to not donate sperm. Like, y'all, please make it make sense. Get together on it. And what annoys me is I'm going to call them the churchies to distinguish them from just regular Christian folk or regular religious people. The churchies, the ones who is going to hell from the front pew, are always like, it's against God. Well, please point me in the Bible where God said that. And that it was applicable to me. I think if you say anything online, people think it's okay to say anything behind a screen. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Genesis. Hello, beautiful. Hope and Victory. Hello, hello. Yes, people ask my husband and I if we are done yet. Like it's any of their business. You know what I mean? If you're not, I mean, where does that conversation go? Like, let's play that out. That's what I think when people lack self-awareness. Like sometimes they ask the question and they don't have an idea of what the answer might be. Like they're just saying shit to be saying shit, right? Like, what if you tell them you want 12 more? What are they gonna do? What if you tell them, if you break down crying, like, oh, we were trying, but I had 6 miscarriages? What are they gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, it's got to come from a good place, these questions, because you never know where it's going to go. Or just shut up. Just don't ask the questions. They'll just let it play out, right? They'll see if you're going to have more by just waiting. They don't have to ask that question. Your life, your choice, good vibes. 100%. 100%. I love snow. I went to Michigan also. Okay, so you'll love it. You'll love it. Hopefully it'll snow. Look, I'm hyping up the snow. Like last year in December, we hardly had any. Although I'm a little nervous because that's when Sugar Bear will be going to daycare is like when in December and January. Well, in December he's gonna go to work with me and go to the daycare at the building. A couple days a week, and then a couple days a week somebody's gonna come to the house. In January he'll start full time at the daycare, and that is like I'm scared, but it'll be okay. I'll get through it. We've been on the subway like 3 times so far. It's been okay, but again, it was not snowing, so we'll see. Anyway, back to the the choice mom. Yeah, so everybody's got an opinion about it, which is fine. Like I want to have conversations about it, which is obviously, why I'm on the internet with it, but I want to have like meaningful, positive conversations and not these like wicked you shouldn't have done it conversations or what were you thinking conversations. I don't think it's productive to anyone. Do you know what I mean? It's like yelling at somebody about how they put their glass too close to the edge after the milk has already spilled. Like that is not of help. And I know for some reason people on the internet love to do that. Oh, you should have done, you would have done, you could have. I mean, what do they call that? Monday morning quarterbacking? Like, okay. Didn't happen that way though. Let's move on. So yeah. Yeah, I'm grateful for IVF, IUI, sperm donation, egg donation. I'm grateful for all of that, despite what some people may think about it. It doesn't really impact me. Like, my son is extremely happy. I'm extremely happy. Yeah, I'm excited to see the world through his eyes and what he will grow up to be. So I'm making sure he has a good foundation, feels secure, feels safe, feels securely attached to me. And we have relatives that are males. Um, I don't want to underestimate the value of not just having having males in his life, but having other women in his life as well, right? So that he's not only just getting my perspective, because we've all met those children that they are just regurgitating exactly what their mom or dad or both parents think, and they don't really like have the ability to do critical thinking. So I definitely want him to have critical thinking skills, especially in this world. Um, but like, I have my one brother Eric, who's alive and free. I have my cousin Andre. I have Erica's husband. I have my friend Alex, who I've known for over 20 years. I totally trust him with the baby. And so, yeah, he might spend summers in California. I don't know. More than likely, within the next 5 years, I'll be in California in the next 5 to 10 years. So I got to get the second baby first because the embryos are here. But you know what I mean? Like, there will be other people around. And I'm going to start seeking out single mom by choice groups. So I have a support system in that regard, like other women to kind of bounce things off of in real life, and in real time. And so that should help shore up the support system. So from that regard, like, I do understand the point of having other people in his life. I just don't agree that it has to be people who are what do the women say, biological, his like biological father. There's lots of us who didn't grow up with our biological father, for better or for worse. We're here. I'm definitely grateful to be alive. If the choice was for my mom to not have had me, I'm glad that she made the choice to have me. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully most people feel the same. I mean, I'm not oblivious to the fact that some people choose not to be here, but I think the majority of us would prefer that we were given life than if the opposite had happened. So, yeah. And I think it's okay for people to ask questions if it is from a standpoint of like they are trying to make a decision, but to ask overly specific questions, again, like why I chose it may not be the reason why you chose it. I think you have to look within your own heart and decide what makes sense for you and what you can tolerate, right? Like, if you don't have a lot of patience, I don't think, especially at an older age, I don't think motherhood may be for you. But maybe you have a support system around you that has all the patience in the world, and so that'll offset it. There's like not one right answer, one wrong answer. There's like, you have to look at the picture in totality. I think Sugar Bear is ready to get out of his swing. Are you done with Miss Monica? Yes. Yeah, he's ready. Hold on one second, ladies. Sorry. I got a kid at home. I'm coming. I'm coming. Yeah, so let me get the remote so I can stop your swing. Yes, you ready to get out of there, huh? I see you. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, come on. Oh, rat-a-tat-tat, rat-a-tat-tat. Oh my goodness. You want to say hi to your internet aunties? Say, hey, aunties. Hello. You don't know they're over there. Up, 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 up. Wee. Ha ha. Up, 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 up. Wee. Boom. Ha ha. Up, 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 up. Wee. Boom. He's got on these again. He has these. These are now these are 3 to 6 months. The pants are slightly short because he's so long. So I'm actually ordering 6 to 9 months for him, because even those are, it's gonna be a little bit short because he is oh my god, he's 2 feet 2.5 inches, and most of them end at 23 inches for the 6 to 9 months. So they're going to be short, especially the jumpers, because he likes the one piece. Well, I like the one pieces for him, but Yeah, so anyway, he had his 4 month. I'm gonna do the video. I have it. I have most of it. Well, I have the clips of when he went to the doctor. I'm gonna combine his 3 and 4 month update for y'all because I've been behind and I've been decluttering. And so yeah, but he's growing appropriately, and that's when we found out he could try he could start eating solid food. So far, bananas are a hit, blueberries are a hit. Cereal, mm-mm. Broccoli, mm-mm. We'll try it again though, because I gave him the cereal. Obviously, was only mushed, and the broccoli was the stalks of broccoli, but it was mostly stem. So I'm gonna try to do a little puree and the solid broccoli the next time we do it. But there's this thing, 100 foods in the first year, so I'm gonna try to do the 100 foods for him. Right? Were you having fun eating the banana? He had 3 spoonfuls of it, and he had one of the spears of banana, but it kept breaking in his hand. Also, I need to get a floor mat. So I got him the big apron with the sleeves and everything else. If you watched if you were on Becoming Tanika, you saw that in my last Vlogtober 7 and 8 video, the last video that was put up. But I need something on the floor because it's gonna get messy. And I took his like high chair and put it on the floor so I could sit in front of him and feed him. But before that, I had been modeling eating for him, so he understood it was supposed to go in his mouth. But yeah, it's been interesting. Let's see. I have received negative feedback for starting the journey. Oh yeah, okay. I read that one. Sorry, I don't know why it jumps down when I step away. Yep, I read this. Okay, I'm gonna skip all the way down. Course correction. I found a great family dude ranch in Colorado that's all inclusive and has lots of snow. And oh my god, and horseback riding, sledding. That's nice. That sounds fun. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to take him horseback riding. We used to do that when we were younger. I haven't been on a horse in a long time. Oh my god. It was pre 9/11 at a ranch in Los Angeles. I need to go. Long story long. Have you ever gotten any negativity or pushback from people in person? Beauty for ashes? That is a good question. I have not. Not from one person in person. I think it's the keyboard warriors. They want to do it like behind the screen. Behind the screen. Yeah, behind the screen. I was thinking behind the scene, but I said the right thing. What are you looking for? I didn't bring a toy over here. Here, let's try this. You want to look at this? How about that? You want to look at that? Yeah, I'm going to lay it right here. Can you see it? Because mommy's not going to hold that. Here, why don't you go there and then you can see the little things. Does that work for you? Okay. I scratched him. I need to clip my nails. I think I'm going to put press-ons on because those are not sharp at all. Anyway, nobody has said it in person. So, yeah. And the one girl who was, about she wasn't going to normalize it and blah, blah, blah. I think she came from the Pink Book Lessons lady because I had left a comment over there. So I think that she probably just clicked on my channel to see why would I know about sperm banks being created in the 60s. Yeah, it's always strangers. S. Oliver is asking course correction to share the name of the ranch. Yeah, seriously. Parenting is such a big decision. People should stop criticizing and rather offer support, information, and well wishes when appropriate. Exactly. Exactly. And I just want to say, like, thank you to course correction because you've offered such supportive comments to me afterwards. It is a little bit, nerve wracking. Everybody can come on and tell you what you're doing wrong, but it's like you're doing a million things in the day and they'll pick that one thing to comment on that they don't agree with. And that can be, harmful, hurtful. So I do appreciate your positivity and encouragement. Then most people who have something to say don't share nothing about the life. Yes. Oh my God. And I'll say that too. Again, I'm not going to comment to them anymore. I'm going to start blocking it, but I'll say that too. Like if somebody's saying something toxic, like put it on your channel, send me the link. Like if I want to watch that, I'll watch it, but don't come over here in my comments and my community saying the craziness. I love it here in the choice mom world. I appreciate all that you share. I'm not a mom yet, but I'm glad that I've discovered this role and that this is an option as well. Yes, I don't know what TFS is. I got to get hip on my acronyms. Let me see. TFS, your trusted guide. What do you mean by TFS? I don't know. Now I'm getting server stuff, but okay. Yes, and that's the thing of like sharing the information is for people who are seeking the information, right? So that if this is not your cup of tea, then you would click off the video. Like there's no need to leave a nasty comment. It's to find community so that people know they're not alone and to find an opportunity to share because we all may have that thread in common of being a choice mom, but of course our lives are very different, right? Like we are not the same people, but we have that in common. So in that respect, there's a diversity amongst us, which I appreciate. We all have different approaches, you know. I had people in person judge me while pregnant during COVID. What? They would say I wanted special treatment because I couldn't take my kids to appointments, so I got early times. People just, how would they even know that? Oh my God, what is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? I wasn't looking for special treatment during pregnancy, but I was glad when I got it. Like when people got up off the subway and let me have a seat, that was nice. The only thing is like the most tired I was is the first trimester, and I wasn't really showing. And so, I mean, I wasn't showing until damn near my third trimester, but then when I was showing, I was like excited to get a seat, and I made sure to wear like extra tight clothing. Well, I had the stretchy maternity clothing, and then I would have like a vest over it, but I wasn't trying to hide my bump. Like my first pregnancy, I was definitely hiding my bump, but yeah, I wasn't expecting like red carpets to be rolled out and limousines to be sent to my house. Oh, Michelle. Yeah, somebody told me that. I got on the elevator here in this building with my two dogs and my baby, and that was someone, oh, you have your hands full. And I just looked at him. I didn't even comment. Like, girl, okay, and yeah, but again, those comments, like that's passive aggressive because it doesn't need to be said. Where is that conversation going? You know what I mean? Like, what is your point? Should I get rid of one of the things in my hands? Are you offering to help me? Like, finish the sentences. Or bro, whoever said it. I received negative feedback regarding, yes, it is, you know, I mean, Heather, you have to decide like how you address it with them, but really it's none of their business. If there are people who are going to support you and definitely seek that support, like accept it. It's hard for me to accept support, so that's the only reason why I say that. Like if you can accept it, accept it. And the people who don't, you just have to keep it moving. They'll probably be the same if they're in your close circle, the same people who are trying to come over and see the baby as soon as you have him or her, you know. People are entitled to their opinions, but they don't have to like use it as a sword, right? Of like, this is my opinion and therefore um yeah, but I just like the negative opinions, I'm just going to start deleting. Having a village is necessary. I recently connected with my daughter's donor. You did? Oh my God, Marquita, how was that? I'm debating if I want to connect. I don't think I'm going to connect anyone to him until he's of age, but I'm debating like if I did put him in the registry. So we'll see. We'll see. But again, also too, I don't want to have like connections just because of biology either. Like we're going to have to vibe. You know what I mean? Like just because we're biologically related or they are biologically related doesn't mean they have to like be in his life, you know, especially, I don't know, they could be strange. We could be strange to them. Who knows? We have Mocha Moms in my area, which is a single mom by choice group and a group for Black families in private schools. Ooh, which offers lots of support and mentorship for the kids. So I belong to a Mocha Mom group on Facebook. I'm hardly ever on Facebook though. That's the problem. Like I do a hit it and quit it on Facebook. I post and I leave. But I think they had an event in person. I couldn't go to that. I think I was too newly postpartum. But I'm gonna reconnect on there and see and get more involved. And then a group for Black families in private school. So how did you find that group? Are they all at the same private school, or they're at various private schools? Like, how did you find those? I would welcome whatever God gave me. It would be hard with twins. I would say that, like, having three, oh my God, 3 under 2 would be rough. But who am I to question God? You know what I mean? After all the praying I did, if that's what he saw fit, that's what he saw fit. If I haven't offered the info, don't ask me. This is not the time to be brave. Like, if one more person asked me if my twins were but one get in free, I don't find it funny. Oh, buy one get one free, I don't find it funny. Oh my God, who says that? That's what I'm saying. Some people don't, they lack a self-awareness. Like, where they buy one get one free, like, that's silly. And what are you meant to say to that? Again, it's passive aggressive. Where is that conversation headed? What answer are you expecting? Are you chewing on your finger? Yes. Yes. You're so funny. You want to sit over here with me for a little while? Since you're not playing with that, you want to chew on your finger over here? How about that? I got the light in your eyes, though. Sorry, I know you don't like it. You want your sunglasses? Are you okay? Thank you. Oh my goodness. Everyone's saying hey to you. Cutie patootie. Outside of Denver, about an hour drive, I think they have transportation to pick you up in Denver and take you to the ranch. That's cool. I think they have something over here too in the Poconos. I don't know if it's horseback riding, but there's definitely a camp. Oh, you got the hiccups? You got the hiccups, little one? You got the hiccups? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay. Mommy was probably bouncing you too much. Right. That is not funny. I would just look at them crazy too. And that's the thing. That's where people are like, oh, no, you didn't. If you're going to say something crazy to me, please know I'm going to say something crazy back to you without an ounce of concern. You, what? That's what you get when you messing with an old lady. I don't care anymore. Like, did you get one and a bonus? You want a bonus knot upside your head? Not you, baby. We'd never hit you. You know your mom is crazy. Sounds nice. I'm looking early for some type of group in Denver. Oh, cool. See, making it connection in the community. They don't have Once Upon a Child. I look because there's a young lady that I watch called, oh my God. Okay, Leah. Her name is Aaliyah. She has a little girl. Her little girl is like a month older than Sugar Bear. I almost said his name. Than Sugar Bear. There's one in New Jersey. I would have to take an Uber out there and back. So I was debating, like, because he has some nice things. I'm like, should I try to take them out there? I don't know yet. And then part of me wants to hold on to it because I'm going to be trying for number 2 shortly. And so, like, I'll start going to the RE in March. So I'm like, should I save them? But what if I don't have a boy? We did get a lot of neutral colors. We'll see. But yeah, there's not one here in, well, at least not in Manhattan. I didn't look at the other boroughs. I think I just Googled it, and the closest one to my address was New Jersey. Because sometimes Jersey is closer than, like, Brooklyn, right? Well, not sometimes, all the time, because the George Washington Bridge is right here. Like, I'm at 113. The George Washington Bridge is at 168. So it's way closer than Brooklyn. Caramel latte, pumpkin sugar pie. Hey, T. So yeah, I miss these. My boys love banana and avocado. Okay, we're trying avocado today, so we'll see how that goes. We are trying avocado. I was waiting for it to ripen. It's been in a brown paper bag. I think it should be ready today. I'll test it, obviously, before. And then I think when you did avocado, did you put anything on it to help with the grip? Because I feel like if I were to put something on the banana to help with the grip, that might have hurt. It might have just been too soft too. But maybe like chia seeds or something. I know you can't have the hemp seeds, but I'm thinking maybe roll it the bottom in chia seeds or something so he has a better grip on the actual avocado. Even though I'm not planning for another, your content helps inspire me as I continue. Awesome. Yes. And I'm glad that you're here because you're giving us great information for us, like, new on this part of the journey. Oh, thank you for sharing. Oh my God. Gotcha. Okay. I'm slow. Sorry, Kiki. That's unfortunate. People post the negativity so freely. I love and truly appreciate the support, information, and community you have on your channel so they can keep it moving. Block. Yes, thank you. You know what? And like I said, I don't think some people realize that it's negative. I think they really think they're being helpful. Like somebody was contacting me when I was pregnant, asking me if I was feeling kicks, and I was like, not exactly. And they're like, you should be feeling kicks by now. That is a negative comment. You know I have anxiety. Why would you say that to me? So he's not kicking. So now what? That are you telling me something is wrong? Like finish the sentence, sis. Finish the sentence. We all come on here to find people doing what you're doing, finding tips, finding peace, love. So keep it moving. You don't like me, okay, cool, but I don't bring no smoke. I smoke all day, baby. Let's do this. Oh, but don't bring no smoke. Okay, I smoke all. Yeah, they don't want no smoke. They don't want no smoke. From one of my family members, and it hurt because I wanted a baby my entire life, and people don't realize DV preventing me from becoming a. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do you have like outside support, like a counselor or some type of therapist that you can talk through? Sometimes, unfortunately, our families are not understanding of it. Families can be the most judgmental because they feel like they know us and they know all of our secrets. They can say whatever they want. You okay over here? You still got the hiccups? I'm gonna pet you. Let me see. Let's put you on my shoulder. Okay. Oh, I don't know where your burp cloths are, but you know what? This is washable. You okay? Yeah. Okay. And then Justice is coming to say hi to you. Okay. Um. Yeah. So, I mean, hurt people, unfortunately, Heather. And so hopefully, I don't know this person in your family. I don't know how well, you guys can, if you can pull them aside and just let them know that that's hurtful, perhaps that would help them stop. Most of the time when people don't know they're hurting you, if you tell them, they're either one, going to get defensive just because they lack self-awareness, or number two, they're going to apologize and they're going to stop. So, yeah, hopefully they don't intend to be, but you know your family dynamic better than I do. You might have some generational curses to break. Just discovered you online. Whoop whoop. Hello from Belgium. 2317. So, oh my God, what is that? 11 o'clock at night. Oh, thank you. How are you? I don't know why when I read Belgium I thought of waffles. Sorry, I know that's horrible, but listen. I'm a fan of a waffle. My son's private school told us about the Black Families in Private School group. Oh, nice. It includes families from various private schools in the area. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's very cool. I wonder if they have that for the private daycares. Isaiah 611. Hello, you did make it. Yes, Tawana. I'm up to speed now. Sorry, I'm slow. I'm like TFS. Hey, Andrea. How can I ask you helped with your milk coming with sugar? But I just had my baby and I had some colostrum that was in when she was born. But when we came home, it dried up. Oh no. Do you have a pump? I would say what helped me was the power pumping. So the lactation consultant had me, and it's a little bit of a beast. Some of them have you do it for 20 minutes straight. Some have you do it for 30 minutes straight. Then you take a 10-minute break and then pump again for 10 minutes, another 10-minute break, and then pump again for 10 minutes. I did that daily. That helped. Also, make sure you're getting your calories in. You need extra 500 calories. That was super hard for me, which is how I dropped the weight. Everyone's like, oh, you lost the weight so fast. Not on purpose. My body used it to make milk. So you need to get enough calories. You need to be hydrated, like super, super hydrated. Drink as much as you can and then drink more, like seriously. So it's a lot. And meditation helped because unfortunately that becomes a vicious cycle because stress can impact your milk production, and of course it's stressful when you're not producing milk, right? So you've got to figure out some sort of, and it's hard. I'm saying that like with a caveat because it's hard when you have a newborn. You're already not getting sleep. You're already stressed about new motherhood. Even if you've been a mother before, the new baby is a new stressor, right? So there's a lot going on. And there is, oh my God, are you hungry? I made a bottle for you, sir, because I knew we were going to be online. You're not going to like it, but can I give you a bottle? Is that okay? We might have to go, girls. Oh my God. This? Okay. it off. How about that? Okay, he didn't make a face at me. Um, yeah, so I would do those things. And then does your hospital have a lactation consultant that you can follow up with? Or maybe your employer offers that? I know mine offered. I still talk to the lactation consultant. I actually, this week I told her I'm good. Let's like plan on talking in 3 weeks and I can prepare for going back to work. And when you pump that baby, that food, that milk goes to the baby. Like, don't worry about what they told me is don't feed the fridge. So make sure your baby is getting that and continue to feed because that increases the demand, so to speak, right? And so then your body knows, oh, I need to make more milk. I need to keep up with this demand. So it will supply you that. But hang in there. And there's no shame in if you have to top him off or supplement or her. I'm sorry, I don't know if you had a boy or a girl, but top off, but continue the pumping so that the topping off with formula doesn't offset your milk production, right? So even if you um, top off with an ounce, you would still pump that. And so hopefully you can get at least an ounce so your body knows that the baby needs that. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to do my breastfeeding struggles video. It's on my list. It's on my list. I'm going to work on pumping them out this week. I think I'll just do like one day. I get my nails on, get my hair done, and crank out all those videos. Because I do have a list and I do want to get through it. Oh, twin girls would be fun. Oh, so that is an interesting proposition. Now, if I do have twins, I mean, they would have to be identical because we're only doing one egg. But would I rather have girls or boys? Can I handle 3 boys? It'd be interesting. I mean, I have the girls, the dogs, so it would be 3 on 3, right? I don't know. I would need a lot of help. Like I don't know, maybe my mom would come out for a little while and help me. Yeah. There would have to be a different support structure if I had twins. Yeah. And now it's back again. So now that it's back, I would say definitely do your power pumping. But again, talk with the lactation consultant. Make sure you're eating lots of nutritionally dense foods versus like fast food. And that I know that's easier said than done. I use the booby bars, which though that helped me as well. The cookies helped for a little bit, but the cookies have a lot of sugar in them. And so I was worried about that. But there's different stuff. Like you can just Google search. I have some in my Amazon store of like what I use. Like I think it's called like best breastfeeding necessities of what worked for me. But there's different things and, experiment, see what your body responds to. Oh, and what helped us too was a lot of skin to skin help stimulate breast supply. So we would just lay in the bed, like he would just have his diaper on, I would just have my underwear on, and we would just lay there for the more skin to skin contact, and that also helped with the production. When I'm feeding him on one side, I put the haka on the other side so that none of the milk gets wasted. Yeah, every like ounce, every drop I was going for after. Now it seems to be fine for now, but obviously in the month 4, he's going to have a growth spurt. So we'll see if that continues. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Sola. Because I have oh, okay. So you have 4 boys right now? God bless you. Although I will say being a boy mom is very different from being a girl mom. Y'all didn't tell me, y'all boy moms. It's very different. So yeah. Um Whatever God has planned for me, I'm glad that I've had one of each, whatever the future may hold. He is growing so fast. It's amazing. Your eyes are sleepy and your mom is talking loud in your ear. Okay. Is it time? It's 5:30. Yeah, I guess it is time for a nap technically. Um Yes, I am gonna go for one more. We'll see. That's my plan. We'll see what God has in plan. I feel like he needs a little buddy, girl or boy. He needs a little partner. I think people got issues. I don't think before speaking or writing something, speak on their own emotions and situations. Like it's everyone's situation, an issue. Nothing else can be wrong. Oh, LOL. Don't think before speaking or writing something. Yes, they do. They definitely. Yeah. I think sometimes they just say it to be saying it. Like they're not good at self-regulating. Their mom probably let them cry a lot. They're not good at self-regulating, and so they just say whatever pops into their mind, not thinking about where it may lead or how it might land on the other person. However, I do want to say we also have to take responsibility for how we hear things. I'm very much aware that I have anxiety, and so I hear things through that. So sometimes I have to like level set with myself. It could be my perception versus what their intent is. Do you know what I mean? But it really is how it's perceived, at least from a legal standpoint, right? Like if you're at work and you say something to somebody and it offends them, even if you didn't mean it as an offense, it's how it was received by the person. And let me give an example of like how you might receive something based on your own personal experience slash bias. I had a friend that I worked with, and she was a large woman, right? And she was fully aware that she was large, owned it, and all that. But she was also sensitive to it, great fashion sense. But she would order things. This was in LA. She'd order things in the drive-thru she didn't want to go through, and the person would ask at the end, "Is that all for you?" The person meaning like, "Do you want anything else?" My friend took it as a judgment. Is that all for you? Like, big girl, you gonna eat all this versus do you want anything else? Right. And so, but she was aware of it because she shared this with me, but she said it made her cringe. So it's just like that fine tuning of like, you have to analyze it. Which can be overwhelming for me because like if I'm putting this on social media, there's way more people responding to me than me responding to them, if that makes sense, right? Like there's one of me and there could be 10,000 people responding to me, or let's just say 800 people responding to me, or even 50 people responding to me. So to keep filtering it over and over can be exhausting, but I'm aware that I may not be interpreting it correctly as well. So that's what I'm saying, why I'm saying I'm trying to be at a point where I seek first to understand, then to be understood, if that makes sense. See, watching you shows me I need more time away because my patience left with that fourth and fifth placenta. Play with me, I don't care. I equally dislike rude people. I'm going to have you skipping home. Oh my God, that is hilarious. I used to be a hothead. I'm much calmer, much more patient now. Thank God. How long did you do the power pumping for? Woo! I'm gonna say I did it. I did it for 2 weeks. You may not have to. It's gonna depend on your body. I was also told it was gonna be a little bit more of a struggle. Well, actually, someone mentioned it. One of you guys mentioned it, and then I did research on it. It's a bit more of a struggle when you have a cesarean. The person who commented, I can't remember which one of you did, said that she was told she couldn't breastfeed at all because she had a C-section. But then there is some medical correlation between that. So I felt like I had to overcome. If you have like a vaginal, that may not apply to you. You will notice a difference. But I probably could have done it for just a week because I was also trying to store some, and that's when the lactation consultant was like, or maybe it was the doula. Somebody told me, don't feed the fridge, right? So all the milk goes to the baby, and stop trying to like put a stash in there, because going back to work, you only need a day's supply, right? And then you pump the next day, and then you have, of course, you might want to have more in case you can't get to pumping. But so that was a relief for me. Like there's no good in having a freezer full of milk and having your baby hungry. So, and he has a pretty good appetite. Oh, look, he went to sleep even with me talking loud. Oh my God, if you guys could see, this is his little, anyway, his pants are too short, even though they're up to 6 months. I'm going to schedule an appointment with lactation this week. Okay, good. Yeah, it definitely helped me. And then I had check-ins. She also sent me like a list of foods and recipes that I use. So I don't know, maybe you can Google it and see it. Or if you email me, Tanika at simplytanika.com, I'll forward you what she sent to me. It could be, I mean, I feel like it's general enough, like it's not too specific to me. But then of course, remember you need a prenatal or a postnatal. I would recommend also some omegas additional, even if your pre or post has it. Omega 3s have the DH in them, which is DHA, which is great for their brain development. So I had a lot of it during my pregnancy because it was part of my immune protocol, and then I continued afterward. You can't go wrong with feeding their brain, right? and just lots of water. I took water, I took electrolytes. I started with body armor. I didn't like the taste of that, so I went to another one. I can't remember. It's on one of my vlogs. When we're done with this, I'll put a link to that vlog in the description. It has coconut milk in it. Coconut milk all by itself is very hydrating. I'm not a fan of the taste, so I use, actually, let me just grab it. Can I do this? He's not sucking it. Let's see. Let me grab it real fast and I'll show you. Oh, now Justice is on his bed. Okay, excuse me, Justice. Excuse me. Ma'am, off, 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 so I can flip this over. Okay, hold on. Okay. It's called Roar Organic. This flavor is cucumber watermelon. I like it a lot. It's naturally flavored, vitamin enhanced beverage, antioxidants, vitamins, electrolytes. It's only 2 grams of sugar per bottle, 20 calories, and it's, oh my God, it's got coconut. First ingredients, filtered water, organic coconut water. So it's hydrating. And it's not great on all the vitamins, but if you're having your prenatal, you should be okay. It's got calcium, potassium, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, B6 and B12, and oh my God, pantothenic acid. So what you would expect in a hydrating drink. But yeah, it's I ordered these off Amazon and had them delivered, both Amazon Fresh and Amazon regular, whatever. So, yeah, but find something that works for you. They also have, I did electrolyte sticks, and then I have tablets that are just electrolyte and it's no water. You chew up 2 tablets and drink it with water. So that helps because you need to be hydrated and well balanced. Um, you decode your, okay. I have anxiety and do process things differently. The struggle is real. Yeah. Yeah, people were. I had to get off of the Becoming Tanika channel because it was becoming too much what people were saying, and everybody kept asking me how I was feeling. And it was, I just said, please don't ask me that. I'll let you know. And people were like, you should learn to take support, and all that is true, but like not right now, sis. I'm trying to get through day by day. Like not right now. I almost spilled that. In one of your vlogs, you mentioned that you will come next year in Europe. Please come in Belgium. You have such an I'm going to Paris. I'm gonna go with my aunt, my mom, my sisters. I'm trying to get as many people as possible. We're gonna go to Paris. I probably won't get to Belgium next year. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Maybe 2025. I can only do international once a year. Um, I had a fair. Oh, it was hard emotionally, but we are planning to do a second one in November. Okay, best of luck with that. Yeah, they're hard. They're rough when you don't get that BFP. Um, yes. Stress level is high. Oh, your English is fine. Oh my God, this decluttering is getting the best of me. But I did half the pantry yesterday, which I feel good about. I'm ashamed to say it out loud, but we're gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. 3 bags. Well, it would have been 2, but I had to separate the glass because that's how it gets sorted for our disposal here. But 3 bags of expired food in my pantry, like spaghetti sauce. I had a thing of dressing that was expired. Now, mind you, I had 2 things of Caesar dressing in there. I bought a second one because I didn't realize I had the first one, but it turns out the first one was expired. There was stuff that was expired in 2020 in here. There was stuff that was expired before that. So the people who moved me, the task rabbits who packed up my stuff, I guess you have to give them clear directions. Don't pack spoiled food or expired food. So I'll take responsibility for that. But yeah, baby. So that is all gone. And now I'm coming up with a system, which is why I got my graph paper, of ordering things that I'm going to use in the future. Sometimes you have staples, but like I had baking soda that had expired. So how do I need to have that always? Maybe I just order that when I actually need it, or baking powder. I was gonna make cookies last night, which is how it started, and the cookie mix was expired. So I was like, you know what? First, let me find something else to bake because I want something fresh and hot. So I found the brownie mix. Second, this is ridiculous. Like, why am I paying for a space to store expired food, right? And I just don't want the baby to grow up in clutter, or for him to have that as a habit, because I'm learning a lot of Montessori stuff. I'm not going to say I'll have a Montessori home per se, but there's a lot of stuff that I want to adopt because it encourages like self-sufficiency, autonomy, which I think is important at an early age. And so, oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going. It just went like that. Okay. It'll come back. People don't listen to comprehend. They listen to respond. And that's why people miss a lot of shit. I couldn't breastfeed after C-section because I was on very strong meds. So that, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, they gave me some pain med. I want to say it was Oxycontin. It was either I had a choice of fentanyl or the other one. Whatever it was, I know it was a controlled substance. But for the first 2 weeks home, I didn't have it because I didn't have a way to get the medication. And then finally, my neighbor said she would go with me so that I could get Sugar Bear in and out of the car. Does anyone know the impact of metformin? Would it help with weight loss? I have very conflicting information. That I don't know. I don't know if you watch Tamika TTC and Beyond. I know she has some videos on metformin. I don't know. Genesis, did you use metformin? Is it for diabetes? I don't even remember. But yeah. I don't have experience with that, so I don't want to say the wrong thing and lead you in the wrong direction. Oh my God. Let's see. Your RES put you on it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would definitely research it, and of course ask the RE or ask their nurse, like what are they what side effects can you expect or might be on the lookout for, you know what I mean? But I don't know enough about it to say one way or the other. Okay. Oh, I missed this one. Some people seem really triggered by single moms by choice or older moms. It must be their own trauma or issues. I think so. I think there's something in their own background that triggers them, right? Like, how could you choose to be a single mom? Well, first of all, there's some people who think like no one, um, like that single motherhood period is bad. So then to hear that you chose single motherhood, uh, seems to blow their mind. Did I lay you down too soon? Let's see if he goes back to sleep. Um, did I miss any other? Okay. Okay. Do you want some more bottle? He's like, where's my boo? Okay. Now Justice is gonna make her way back to your bed. Baby twins and a single girl. I can't find my phone in my hand. You need a country, not a village. People say it gets better. I'm still waiting. I love them all, but baby, I've lost myself in this job. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Baby twins and a single. That is so you had did you have 302? 303. I'm currently taking metformin. It helps with ovulation. Okay. Metformin messes with your stomach bad. Trulicity is what I use. 45 pounds down, 4 months. Are you taking it specifically for weight loss? Sorry, sir. I got pregnant with my daughter using metformin. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Yeah, I used it. Horrible constipation, stomach pain, paralysis, but weight loss too. Paralysis? Good Lord. Hello, Aisha's handmade items. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Multiple uses for it. Let me see. I don't know why I didn't get your burp cloth when I was up. Sorry. Sorry, Pukaluka. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Okay. If you're trying to lose weight, call your insurance and ask what is covered for you with no PA, and that's what you ask for. You get the specific dosage. I don't think her RE gave it to her for weight loss, but I could be wrong. Um, So the thing about people being triggered by single moms, I mean, I guess I don't understand how it impacts them so much that they have to reach out and tell someone they shouldn't be doing it. Do you know? And I'm not gonna say like negative comments don't have no place because, like, for example, I'm pointing because my TV's here. That whole Ruby Frankie thing, right? The internet alerted the authorities that something was wrong for years, although the authorities didn't do anything. But so sometimes it's good for someone to sort of call BS, but like there's no abuse going on in my house. There's no deficit in anything going on in my house. If there's a lot of excess, which I'm working on getting rid of, but you know what I mean. So I think that's its own thing. I mean, unfortunately, I know people who have been abused by both parents, who had a mom and a dad in the home, and probably would have been better without either of them. You know what I mean. So I think it's really about the character of the person, the constitution of the person, uh, will impact how you are raised and um what kind of person you ultimately end up being. But at the end of the day, we're all responsible. Do I say that a lot? At the end of the day, we're all responsible for who we are as human beings, right? Our parents can only get us so far. Parents, family, grandparents. We have to take accountability for who we ultimately become, right? If you decide to go out and be an axe murderer, I don't think you can solely put that on the shoulders of your parents. Nor if you go out to be a doctor, is that solely on the shoulder of your parents. Like, of course, they impacted some of it. But at the end of the day, we get to decide. I said it again. We get to decide who we are, who we want to be, what path we're on. One of your vlog, you mentioned that you will come. Oh, we did that one. Sorry, I don't know why this thing scoots down like that. I might be caught up. Kaiser said no to Ozempic and marijuana, or Manhuhara. Maybe that's not marijuana. Really interesting. My sister works there. Did you decide to do another second try when Sugar Bear will be 9 months? I am going to start going to the RE when he's 9 months, but I want to nurse him for a full year. So depending on what she says, but I'll start getting my blood work done and all the tests and all that fun stuff, the workup, when he's 9 months. So yeah, he'll be 9 months in March, but I probably won't have my first transfer until June. Hey T, what's going on? I used Trulicity for weight loss. I was type 2 diabetic. Then it left. Oh, good for you. And started this because if one more doctor called me fat, I'm not fat. I finished my food. My parents raised me to not waste food. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Maybe you got to put less food on the plate, sis. I don't know. They don't say fat though, do they really? Or do they just say, they tell you about your BMI? I feel you. I am pre-diabetic and need to lose weight prior to my upcoming DE transfer in the spring. Oh, you're having another one in the spring? When does spring start? Is that like April? April flowers bring May showers. Is that? Yeah, that's spring because May 31st is when summer starts, right? Like Memorial Day, or at least fashion-wise is when it starts. Wait, let me turn off Miss Monica. I don't know if you guys can hear her. Sugar Bear was watching her earlier. He gets an hour and a half of screen time every day. He hardly uses all of it though. He might use 40 minutes if I take long in the shower, but when I come out, he wants my attention. So I got to shave the other day in the shower, you guys. I was like, woohoo. It was a quick shave, but it was a shave. Um, yeah. And he's catnapping these days. He will take his nap, but he's never down for more than an hour. And usually I'm like editing or cleaning or something. It's been raining here in New York, so we like stayed in today. I think we got out of bed officially like at 3. We woke up at 1, but we were up all night. And then came in here and I was like, let me talk to the girls. I wanted to talk about the Instagram comments, but yeah. And Instagram DMs are tricky because people are posting like their account is private and then I can't really see who they are or what they're about or what's going on. But I'm trying to be about positivity and moving forward. I don't have space for that. And I think just not reacting to it, like genuinely, not saying, oh, I'm not going to react, but genuinely having no response or reaction to it, I think is like the healthier way to go because everybody's entitled to their opinion. Yes, they can be curious. No, they don't need to know about my period specifically. It, you know, or if it's expensive. Or people will ask me things that they can Google. Like if you want to know, like if New York has state leave, like just how you typed it to me, you could have typed it to Google. You know what I mean? Or I can't think of, there's some other stuff, but I will answer those because it's just a yes or no. So I'll just say yes or no. Yes, New York does have it. I think most states, I don't know, have some type of disability or I can't remember. I think I got paid disability when I was in California. It was like 6 weeks disability when I had Cheyenne, like short term disability. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But yeah, some of those things, like I don't retain all of that, but I live in New York. I know that they have it. I don't know what the terms and conditions are. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I haven't researched them, but I definitely know that they have it available. They have a lot more available post COVID because, like, I don't know if they had a requirement for paid sick leave before, but now that is a requirement. Like, all employers have to have it, where before that wasn't the case. Even my employer now has unlimited sick days, or before we had 11. I never used 11, but you know what I mean? So definitely check with your employer to see what your insurance covers. You want to get as much coverage there. Like I said, I'm going to look into the doula if that would be covered, and I can still submit those receipts for that. But yeah, the best thing I can do is offer resources. That I think that's more useful, helpful than me just answering who does what. Like, here's where you can find that information. And Google is a font of useful information. Oh, thank you. Yes. It jumped down again. Oh, this thing is so weird. I think when I go to hide a comment to show another one, that's when it jumps. Because now it is, what time is it? It's 5:55. These are from 5:48. Did you try to do another Trulicity? I read that. Okay. The only thing I haven't tried metformin for ovulation and any advice. I have PCOS. Anybody in the comments that has in the chat that has PCOS, please let Aisha know. I don't have experience with that. Raise that positive vibe. Yeah, let's all vibrate higher. Let's lift each other up. Like, how powerful would we be if we all lifted each other up instead of dragging each other down? Because if negativity is contagious, positivity can be contagious too. Like, let's just not say nasty things to people. What good does that serve? Oh my God, was a moron to want a second child at 47 and he won't come to my funeral. How do you deal with these bad comments? Luckily, nobody has said that to me in person or in real life. It's only been strangers on the internet. I would say that person is not a friend. I don't think friends call each other morons, honestly. Me personally, where I am now with the firm boundaries, would not ever have another conversation with that person. Like, that was obviously meant to be hurtful. There was zero kindness in that comment. Zero kindness. Zero considerations for your feelings and what you're going through. Because obviously, if you're doing it at 47, there is, it's a tougher journey and it's what your heart wants, right? Nobody keeps doing something over and over because they don't want it. And so a supportive friend would understand where you're coming from, even if they don't agree, right? They would understand. that it's important to you and support you for that. Instagram seems like Instagram seems like a weird place to leave negativity, just like the pictures and reels and move on. Exactly. Some people leave it in the comments with the negativity. Like there was one person who was going after my sister, who was going after another follower. One of them, what was it? Oh, I had posted a picture when I was pregnant, and someone was like, "Oh my God, you gained a ton. You look like a whale," or something like that. And so I hadn't seen it because, again, I'm telling you, I hit it and quit it on Instagram a lot of the times. So if I had seen it as soon as it happened, I would have said something because the person was going after my sister, and I was, but anyway, and she didn't call me and say anything. But anyway, I did eventually see it, and I was like, and then they were like, "Well, how much do you weigh?" And then somebody else had commented, "Tell me you're miserable without telling me you're miserable." Like obviously, that person was their intent was to be negative. Because that's passive aggressive. Like, what's next after that comment? Then they were like, "How much do you weigh?" Well, bitch, ask Google how much a whale weighs because you just told me how much I weighed. You know what I mean? Like, so those are and I loved my pregnant body, so that one really didn't bother me. It bothered me that this person went after my sister, was calling my sister like inappropriate names. I'm not even going to repeat them, but like intellectually, it would be a derogatory term for an intellectually challenged person, let me say it like that. And we finally had to, I couldn't see this person because apparently the person blocked me, but they could still comment on my stuff, so I couldn't at first see it. And then I got screenshots. Something was, yeah, it was. And they went after T, and then they went after T's daughter, and said something about her husband's business. And I was like, people are so messy, like all over. I don't remember if it might have been a different post. There was two posts. One of them I couldn't see. I could see the one about you're a whale. The other one, I can't remember what it was, but I couldn't see what the other person was saying. It was somebody either I had blocked or they had blocked me. But then went after people who were following me. I'm like, it's so unnecessary. But like, damn, I must be powerful. I must be meaningful to you for you to go after some people with such vitriol, somebody you don't even know. You know what I mean? Like, move along. But yeah, it was strange. I'm tired of doctors talking about weight for IVF. I didn't have to lose weight. I was 234 before IVF. After twins, I was 195, and they still call me fat. I had to lose my shit on them. Then I did it for me. Oh my God. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't understand doctors having conversations like that. Yeah. Just stick to the facts. I wish I had a sick day. Hell, a day to myself. I didn't know I had freckles till I was looking at my bags under my eyes. I got some stuff for sweet face. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm sorry, Genesis, that the doctors were giving you a hard time. Open enrollment for insurance is coming up for a lot of employers, so it's a good opportunity to ask the benefits person about specific coverage. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. I need to call HR because I want to make sure the window doesn't close. I think it's going to be done by the time I go back to work. So I do need to send him a note and ask about. They usually send a packet in the mail too, although it's super wasteful. But in this case, I'll be grateful for it. But I do need to ask. I added him to my insurance. Then he got kicked off because I didn't send the birth certificate in time, which there's so many places to send this information to. It gets a little confusing. So I had to send it to, we have this thing called My Parenthood, which is through Sedgwick. Who does the first part of my leave. And so I had to send it to them within so many days of his birth. So I didn't have the birth certificate. So I sent the letter from the hospital, which in my mind, because it was part of the company, I just thought they disseminated it everywhere. But no, then I had to send it. So I didn't know his insurance had expired until I went to get a refill on his meds. And oh, how did that happen? Oh, that's cool. Did you guys see that? Or am I tripping? Did you guys just see a thumb float? And that was cool, whoever did that. Yesterday when I did one, or this weekend, hearts came up. I got to get in somebody else's live because I don't know how to do all these things. But thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, so then I had to send that to get his reinstated, and then they resent me his insurance cards. It's probably a process whenever it gets activated, so he's got that. And I only did for him dental and health. I didn't do eyes because his eyes seem to be okay. I don't know if I'll renew dental for next year. Like, I've been brushing his teeth, but when do their teeth start coming in? Like 6 months, 7 months? He doesn't have any teeth for him to really be going to the dentist. But I do brush his little gums. Although I feel like he's getting a tooth, or I would say my breast feel like he's getting a tooth. So yeah. But thank you for that reminder, course correction, because I definitely need to find out. But yeah, definitely ask your benefits person. That you're right, it's the perfect time to ask about what's covered, what's not covered, what you should add or change for next year. Like I will be adding, I think I did $500 of dependent care for this year. I'll probably add the max for next year for dependent care, and you can use it to offset childcare costs. And I probably won't have as high of a flexible spending, because I think I maxed out my flexible spending last year, which helped. Although I met my deductible before I went into the hospital, which was awesome. Of course, he hadn't met his deductible because he hadn't been born yet. So I ended up, it was only like $1,200, but I ended up with like a $1,200 share for him being in the hospital. And that $13,000 charge for the nursery. If they don't have to go to the nursery, don't, because they sure keep asking, do you want to go to the nursery? Do you want him to go to the nursery? He went twice. He went once so I could have a shower, like a long shower. And then the other times I had just rolled him into the shower, but I was like, I wanted to take a long one and I was moving slow. And then he went a second time when I had to go get the ultrasound of my kidney. $13,000 was the charge for the nursery. And of course he was there for the shot. So maybe that included like the shots that he got. But they came into my room and did his weight check. So I was like, what? So I don't, the people who keep sending their kids to the nursery, I don't know what type of bill y'all got, but wow. Breastfeeding. Oh, yay, Mrs. M. I'm glad you're continuing your journey. Someone else was on here talking about breastfeeding earlier, and I was like, it's okay to top off. I thought of you. Hello. Good to see you. I cut off my uncle when I was pregnant with my twins at 43. Yeah, sometimes you have to. If people are coming that aggressively toward you, you don't need that type of negativity in your life, that type of judgment, right? It's just not coming from a place of support. I don't have experience with PCOS. My doc recommended it to me, but it's worth a shot. I don't suggest Clomid either without seeing an endocrinologist first. I had 2 losses on it because doctor didn't know underlying issue. It will save you sadness to getting testing first. Oh, you should do a video about that. I didn't realize that's why you had the losses, because of the Clomid. I didn't do Clomid because one, it has a higher incidence of cancer than the oh my god, the thing that I did do. Now I can't think of it. What's the other one? It starts with an L. Anyway, it'll come to me. And also repeated use of Clomid can thin the lining, can cause lining issues. Why can I not think of it? Mm-hmm. There's a generic name and a brand name, and both of them are, let me just see, Clomid versus, I'm going to Google Clomid versus letrozole. There you go. Femera is the other name for it. So I used Femera. I don't want to hear a thing since my next one will be born when I'm 50, so I don't talk to him anymore. Exactly. One of my uncles, I had to tell him a thing or two. Like when I went to announce my pregnancy, he was saying, oh, now people are going to confuse you for a grandma. First of all, you're saying it for yourself, passive aggressive fuck, because nobody's going to say that to me. Nobody's going to say that to my face. Second of all, I'm 1 year older than your son, and his oldest is in high school. So he's not ready to be a grandpa. What makes you think I'm ready to be a grandma? Like I'm old enough. Now, granted, some people have children who have them earlier, but the fact is I am not a grandma. And if I was, I would name it and claim it. I would have no shame in my game, but I'm not a grandma. I'm not, period. Irrespective of my age, I am not a grandma. So why are you making that joke? Like, what is wrong? And he thought it was funny. But I've already talked about, oh my God, the people next door are coming home, I think. Yeah, they're probably coming home from work, and Liberty has to stand guard. Hopefully they'll go. They'll be out in a second because they have to walk their dog. But oh my God, okay. Yeah, I just wouldn't talk to them. Like it just is dumb. They lack self-awareness. That's all I can say. They lack self-awareness. They obviously are unable, if they do care for you, unable to express it appropriately. You have to just cut them off. Ghost them. It's not a you problem. It's part of the new update. Okay. Teeth can come in anywhere between 4 to 15 months of age. Thank you, Missy W, because I think one's coming in. But I don't know if I'm going to continue. I feel like just as a safety net, I should have the dental coverage. His eyes seem fine. I mean, honestly, it's not that significant of a cost. Maybe I should just have both, just in case. And then, like, if his eyes come back fine at 1 year, then the next year I won't have it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know. It's not even a significant cost. I don't know why um right? That's a lot. $13,000 for 2 visits to the nursery. It's crazy. What in the world did they have in there? He could have stayed at a hotel for that. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, the insurance ended up covering it. I didn't pay for it out of pocket, but it's a part of the $1,200 that I am paying for out of pocket. And I put that on a payment plan. Thank you, Columbia. But yeah, I was like, I know some people who send their kids to the nursery the whole time. I didn't because I wanted to do a lot of skin to skin. I was very much I mean, I loved him immediately, but I was very much concerned of like what our bond would be like. So I wanted to do everything possible to lay the foundation. So he was with me the whole time. He actually fell asleep in the bed with me, which I know is a no-no, but I had the guardrails up. Nurses should come in and check more. Like I fell asleep. He was there. He fell asleep. I had a C-section. He was fine. I don't recommend it. I'm not saying anyone should do it. I'm just saying that's what ended up happening with us. They tell you not to do that, but yeah. But that first nurse that I had, like she kept coming in. I think she was tired of coming in my room. I tell you, the night staff, I love all my hospital workers, but the night staff, you don't get the same support as you do in daytime. I don't know if it's because they're spread thinner or they want it to be easy. I don't know. But she had to keep coming in to like hand me the baby. And then she was like, "Are you sure you don't want to take him to the nursery? Because he smells you, so he wants to be with you." Okay, well, then just leave him with me, which that's how he fell asleep. She didn't come back after that. But she like asked 4 times offered 4 times for him to go to the nursery. If you have the new iPhone, it does that with body motions, like a heart makes hearts float. What you think about dating again? If you have it, heart makes heart motions on the screen. I talked about dating earlier in here. It's not for me right now. I'm working on myself. I was talking about how some people think single is sad and broke. I'm not sad. I'm not broke. I'm extremely happy right now, but I'm working on myself right now. So I'm not in a place to be dating anybody, and I'm not into the apps. Those are not for me. I tried them twice before. Yes, the nurseries are getting their bag. Thank you for being a member, T. Howard. Hayward, oh my God. Hayward. There's a place. Do you say it Hayward? There's a Hayward in California that's Hay. But yeah, that the nursery is getting their money. Letrozole. Yes, thank you, Paige. Heather Page. Yeah, so again, it may have been for the meds as well. It just said nursery fees on the bill. So on the EOB, explanation of benefits from the insurance. Liberty, that's enough. Clomid caused me to have such severe bleeding, worse. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, I heard Clomid can do wicked things. Some people got their babies by it though, so I think it has to be, on a case by case basis. I again never tried Clomid. I'm stressed out with pumping. I hate it. Breastfeeding is like an appetizer for my baby. He never seems full, but I want to continue and pump. Do you pump? Which pump do you have? If so, breastfeeding and pumping can be a thing. I have 2 pumps. So I have the, oh my God, what is the pink one? Limerick is one of them. The Limerick, is that what it's called? I can't think of them now. I'll put it in the box later. I'm drawing a Spectrum. I have the Spectrum for one of them, and I think the other one it's provided by Limerick, but I don't know which version of it I have. It might be a classic. That one I took for travel with me, and that one has silicone flanges, and it's just one. You don't have to worry about changing the size with the Limerick one. The Spectrum is the one that I have bedside, and it is rough when you're pumping and nursing because it's like you're triple feeding, really, right? Because I was told at least to feed whatever I pump. So I'm feeding him with the bottle, I'm feeding him with the boob, and I'm pumping, right? And so that's a lot of work. I have not been pumping right now since I came back from California. I haven't pumped. So that was about, I think I got back on the 3rd of September, so a month and a half ish, or a month and a week, really. I will start pumping again, probably not next week, but the week after, because I should be ramping up to go back to work, and so I just want to like get in the habit of that, get it on the schedule, as they say. But yeah, it is a drag, but for me, it's been worth it. I did have to get nipple cream. I got the one cracked out. It is in my Amazon store, which I'll put a link in below, but it's in my Amazon store. I've got an idealist called Breastfeeding Necessities. So that helped. And I wanted to get the silver rings. I ordered the silver rings, but there was a mix up with Amazon. And so the order got canceled and they refunded my money. And I didn't have a clear explanation as to why. So I didn't reorder them. I probably should have gone with a different vendor. It was probably like vendor specific. But I mean, it's not fun. There's no other way to say that. I also use the Haka or Haku. So when he's nursing on one side, I use the Haku on the other side. I usually get like 1 to 2 ounces over there, and that's just like passive. Like I'm just putting it on while I'm feeding him. You need to have the nursing / pumping bra to do that, so that it holds on. Otherwise, you have to hold it to your boob while you're doing it. Yeah, hopefully it'll get easier. Like I see some women who pump, and I was doing like 30 minutes each time. I wasn't like a 15-minute pumper because it just took longer. But I see some people get like a lot of ounces in 15 or so minutes. They're probably oversuppliers, but my supply did build up like the more that I pumped. So we'll see when I start pumping again what it looks like. But it's definitely worth it. I mean, I feel fed is best. I'm not going to shame anybody. Fed is best, whether it's breast or bottle. For me, it was worth it. I liked the connection. I liked knowing exactly what nutrients he was getting versus, and I did offset with some formula. So I'm not shaming anybody. However you get your baby fed is how you get your baby fed. No judgment, but I enjoyed the connection, and the bond that it helped us form. Sorry, guys. If you have dogs, I really apologize because I know your dogs are probably responding to Liberty. First of all, oh wait, I want to see that. It's your life and your choice. Some people, yes, they should mind their own business. I'm 44 with a little gray on my hair, and 2 people asked me if my rainbow baby was my grandson. Are you serious? Oh my God, that's funny. Nobody has asked me if this is my grandson. Thank God. One of the neighbors did ask me, is that my baby? He was like, I don't remember you being pregnant. I'm like, yeah, for the last 10 months. But that was it. I think because he didn't see me being pregnant was why he was like, is that your baby? But yeah, I don't know what is. I have never gone up to someone and asked them what the baby's relationship was to them. Like never, ever in my life. Like those people sincerely lack self-awareness. What difference could it possibly make? What difference to them? That's some more passive aggressiveness. Like, why do they need to know that? Are you doing a survey? Are you working for the census? You working for the FBI? Like, what? How is this information important? Don't get me started. Just enjoy your mama. I am enjoying it. It's so nice. We have babies. I know. I could pinch myself. Sometimes I just stare at him and I'm like, this is my son. This is my son. Yes, it's finally here. And nobody needs to ask me, are you sure you want that? Are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure you 1,000%. We came in this world alone, we leave alone. I will walk away from family, friends, everyone, because my peace is more important than the stress you're trying to put on me. Family has too much free time. Yeah, some people do have too much. Letrozole. Yes, letrozole for Mara. Thank you, Tiffany. It was like right on the tip of my brain. Hayward, often confused with Haywood. Okay. There is a Hayward, California, though. I think it's right outside of Oakland or San Francisco, somewhere up north. Well, northern. It's not as north as Sacramento, but I loved everyone but the lactation lady. She literally poured out my milk and thought she was smarter than my doctor. Ruined twin experience. Not dating now, but in the future, I think when they hit 6. Wait, why did she pour out your milk? Oh my God, I would have got a new lactation person. Yeah, that's crazy. I will say though, the pediatricians are not as informed on lactation as you think they are. Because like one of the pediatricians had not heard of power pumping, and she actually recommended against it once I explained it to her, but it worked for me. Yeah, so I think it just depends. Like, I think it's important to seek information from as many resources as are available to you, and then you have to make a decision about what's best, right? Because they're giving you general things. They don't know exactly how your body works, and they don't know how your body is going to respond. So you can try something, and if your body responds in a positive way or in the way you expect it, continue it. But if it doesn't work, then don't do it. Like, if I had done power pumping and it didn't produce more milk, I would have stopped. You know what I mean? Like, I would have like stopped on day 2, but I saw the change. And so I think part of it is instinct. Like, think of your the resources are there to guide you, but they're not like the defining force, if that makes sense. Breastfeed then bottle. I'm disappointed with pump. Okay, yeah. And I know some women who exclusively pump, which, damn, that must be a job. Like, that must be a whole job. Um, the beauty of breastfeeding, one of the beautiful things is, at night, all I have to do is like unlatch my bra. Although soon he'll be unlatching it, because like last night he was pulling on the strap like this. Sometimes I leave them out for him. Sometimes I put them away, but apparently I put it away, and he was like, I woke up and he's like tugging on. I'm like, okay. He wasn't crying. He was like patiently, like as soon as he's able, like has his pincer control, he'll be able to unlatch those boobs. Because I rarely get much milk. Okay. Are you getting a lot of water? Are you hydrating? Are you getting your extra calories? Like, what have you changed to try to see if it changes your supply? Because sometimes it's like trial and error too. Clomid and fell pregnant. Okay. Uh, that can be used. If your wearable pump quiet, that can be used. I do not have a wearable pump, and I would not feel comfortable walking around in meetings with a pump on. Just not, that's not for me. I do a lot of running around at work. Relatively, I do a lot of running around to sit down, I guess I should say. I'm running from meeting to meeting. And so, yeah, I'm going to have to go into a lactation room and pump. Oh my God, I've been trying to figure out how to nurse and put the haka on the other boob because it always falls off or baby kicks off. Nursing bra. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, listen, I didn't even know what a nursing bra was when I started this, because when I had Cheyenne, they didn't have they had hand pumps. So they didn't have electrical pumps. So I'm new to but yeah, I put the nursing bra on. Yeah, because he was kicking it off. It's funny. They stretch their legs out. Yeah. Please explain power pumping. So power pumping, what my lactation consultant offered to me was you can pump in the morning after you do your first feed, right? Or if you're not breastfeeding yet, this also helps bring lactation about. You pump for either 20 to 30 minutes, whatever you tolerate. And so first on the pump, there's like a massage. There should be a massage nodule on there. So you want to do that massage nodule for like 2 to 3 minutes, which helps with the letdown. Or you can do a manual hand massage, but you want to make sure that the nipple and the areola get massaged. And then you pump for 30 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes, again, whatever is comfortable for you. Then you take a 10-minute break. Then you pump again for 10 minutes. For me, when I first started, I did 3 sections of 30 minutes, right? And then I did a half hour, then I did 3 sections of 30 minutes. But that means that you're pumping for, what is that? Ends up being an hour and a half, because you have the 10-minute, 10-minute, 10-minute. So that's 30 minutes by itself. And then the 10-minute rest is another 30 minutes, if that makes sense. So it ends up being 90 minutes total. Or you can pump 20 minutes and then do 2 10-minute pumps if time is restricted for you. So you do that every morning. And like by the second morning, I saw an increase, like a slight increase. Like I said, I did it for 2 weeks. Some people only do it for 1 week. He was at 10% of the weight percentile for his age at that point. So I was like doing my best to increase to help. And then I would feed him breast milk, but I would also add a scoop of powdered formula to the breast milk. Some people said they did 2 or 3 teaspoons. I did mine without medical advice, so check with your doctor. It was 1 scoop for 2 ounces of water, so I'll put 1 scoop for 2 ounces of breast milk. At that time, because I was also still trying to increase my calories, they recommend that you have an additional 500 calories for when you're breastfeeding. So that meant I needed 2,500 calories. I was not getting that at first, just life was lifing. And so increase your calories as much as you can. so that you get an additional 500. Eat as much nutritionally dense food as you can. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Stress is bad for breastfeeding. It's easier said than done not to stress, but figure out ways that you can relax. Skin to skin was a great way for me to relax with him. We would just lay in there, lay in the bed, and just focus on him. And so that helped me relax. There's a hormone that's released. It's also oxy something. It's a bonding hormone. And so that helps you relax, whatever it is that you can do. So yeah, that was what I did to get my milk up, and now we're fine. I was on opioids for pain, Tylenol allergy, but she was doing it without telling me. So when I found out she said it's not good for them, I said, "So you think my doctor would let me breastfeed if this could hurt?" Okay. Yeah, the pain med they gave me, so I can't have Motrin because I have the one kidney, and Tylenol you only can take so frequently. So my go-to, at least in the hospital, was the pain medication, which was a controlled substance. I think it was oxy something. I know it wasn't fentanyl. They gave me the option of those two. But I think I had fentanyl in my epidural. Anyway, yeah, my doctor was not worried about the transfer of that to the baby. So definitely, um, I tried the booby milk bar. It was great. Oh yeah, those are yummy. I have them in all three flavors. Those are definitely good. Definitely helped. And the booby bark is good too, and they're not high in sugar. But yeah, those are definitely good. But I don't want to give anybody gimmicks at first. Like you really need to like build up your supply. Like I feel like those things can help support your supply, but for me they didn't increase it. And they also obviously help toward my calorie count, but they didn't increase it the way that power pumping did. So I don't want to like mislead anybody of like, oh, just eat this and your supply will, at least for me that was not true. But it definitely was a part of my regime. People say pump every 2 hours to get more milk. Yikes. Appetite poor, and I do need to drink more water. I'm a nurse. It's hard to find time, but yes, they won't stop you from going to pump. We have designed areas. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the water part is important. The hydration part, I should say. So I do that, and I take electrolytes, and then I also talked about drinking this, which is organic, and it has coconut water in it, or coconut milk. What did they say? Oh my god, they said coconut water. But yeah, to stay hydrated. So I was struggling with that too, just getting enough hydration. But you can tell in the baby's poop if you're not getting enough water or hydration, because it gets a little, obviously it's very liquidy. It gets less liquidy, I guess, to say it in a non-gross way. But yeah, that was the thing too in the hospital. Like he was pooping and peeing a lot, so he was definitely consuming it because they were trying to say like maybe he's not sucking properly. But he had a lot of output. He also had a lot of spit up too. But yeah, I don't know about pumping every 2 hours. Like nobody recommended that to me. I did the power pumping and then I nursed him. And then I would do an evening pump, but not a power one, just a regular pump, like 9 o'clock, and that helped increase my supply. And then he took over from there. She would come if I came and tried to nurse and threaten me to keep me out. I was livid. That's when I had last baby. I was like, don't want her. I don't care what she has to say. Wait, she came into your home and did that? And threatened? That is crazy. Lots of nurses I see wear the wearables, LOL, especially in ICU. Yeah, I'm sure in that environment they can. Like it's a health environment. Like I work in a very corporate place, and from everything that I've seen with the wearables, it changes the profile of your breast. I already have very large breasts, and so I just don't want. It's not for me. That's all I can say. Like I'm sure it's fine for other people in other environments. It's not for me. Hey Tony, girl, we didn't talk about so many things. Choice moms, the how people have different things to say and they misconceive like what it is to be a choice mom and why would you choose and judge you. And then we talked about dating, now we're talking about breastfeeding. We didn't talk about it all. So yeah, how are you doing? Yeah, so I'm just gonna have my little, I think I'll probably take the limerick because it's lighter. Like I said, that's the one I took on the plane. And I had no problem pumping while I was in California. So, yeah, I'll just take that and I'll go sit in the room. One, I need to be relaxed and focused. Like it would be, again, I have anxiety. Like it would be too distracting to be sitting there having my boobs pumped and be leading a meeting. Like that would just, whew, split my wig. Um, Sugar Bear is super handsome. Oh, thank you. Yeah, he's my little angel. Oh my God. Although I did scratch him, it's healing on his forehead. But he's like the sweetest thing. He knows I'm talking about him. He's like, what now? And we have a dimple on the same side, which I love. I have to run for school pickup. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thanks. It was good to talk to you. Bye, everyone. Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up too. I'm getting sleepy and I need to figure out my next meal. This is all I've had to eat, and I've had maybe 2 spoonfuls of that. But I just wanted to hop on real quick and holla at y'all. So, yeah, that was on my mind. Thank you for listening. I appreciate all of you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.